But yeah, there are suits you can wear. In fact, there are. God, we're having this conversation with my fucking mom on the show, but there are sexual toys that can be controlled by other people.
Oh shit!
So,
oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, I know that one.
Actually,
okay.
You're talking about.
You can find us at BWSSpodcast.com and on Facebook at BWSS Podcast. This is because we said so. Let's start the show.
And now, recording from beautiful and sexy Miami, with your hosts, Seth and Laz and Research Lucas. It's because we said so.
So, yeah, those of you watching, normally I start with this because we said so, but Seth being the cool guy, he wanted to add a nice little ambiance to the room, you know, provide a little bit of a nice odor in the room, you know, odoriferous emanation. So he gets out the diffuser. It's already full of water, ready to go. He picks up the special, you know, blend of exotic, whatever the hell's in the damn oil that makes it smell so good. And he drops the bottle and the oil starts oozing out, you know, mellifluously and soaking into the rug as I'm like running to go get a... Anyway, so it's going to smell good in here for about a week or so, and hopefully none of us pass out. I guess that's kind of my point there. But anyway, yeah, this is because we said so. We got Seth and Mike 1. We got Laz. Oh, wait, no, we don't. No. So Alexis is back. My mom is back. So we got her on the show today. Laz couldn't make it. And we got Lucas in Mike 3.
Hey.
And then Marcos is in Mike 4.
Mike 4.
Coast, back again. Little bummed out that he can't see the screen. I don't know. Maybe after this, we'll just remove the screen. We'll leave it wide open after this segment, see how it goes. But anyway, we're going to be talking about quite a few things, but you can get us at our website, BWSSpodcast.com. Email is contact@BWSS. We recorded everything in Arcane Studios, and you can watch all of our shows on YouTube. Those of you listening, those of you watching, if you just want to listen to the audio version, it's everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. All the music is from the In Silence. We release one extended show a week, and if you like the show, tell your friends. Topics of today, the power of faith. So we're going to be talking about faith a little bit, and not generally in the religious sense, you know, just in whatever sense you decide is best for you. Gun safety on set, talking to my friend Brandon Morris. It was a separate recording I'm going to be adding into the show. He's on several shows, more recently For Life. He's been on Burn Notice as a reoccurring actor or character. He's in Gotham. So he's held a gun quite a few times on set. So interview with him just about his experience, just getting a little bit of an inside look into that. The end of robocalls, which is interesting. We've all gotten those phone calls, like 1,000 of them, and they're doing something to fight that. Amazon's new robot, WTF News, weather, instead of Laz's corner of positivity, because he couldn't make it today. We're gonna be here with Mom's Meditations. So it's a little tapping meditation at the end. But anyway, we're gonna jump into our main topic real fast. Any thoughts? Any input? Anything like that before we get started? No.
Good.
No.
Nothing, Lucas, as Seth gets a little bit of water. No. All right. So the power of faith. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there's been a lot going on in the world, and a lot of people have been testing what they should be doing in life. They've been testing and questioning, are they on the right path, whether it's emotionally, with your job, with your relationship, with life in general. And I've always been one, even though realistically, like honestly, I don't pray to a God. I don't pray, period. I do have faith in, I guess you could call the universe or fate or whatever. Well, when I'm having faith, that is what I'm having faith in. But I just thought it'd be something good to talk about. And obviously, you've had your fair share of dealings with this. Yeah. And being a transformative coach, right? That's the moniker, transformational coach.
Yes.
So, I would imagine you deal with a lot of that on a daily basis as well. And so, Lucas, I asked if did you have anything to contribute with this? I didn't think so. Like, we know Lucas, he's here for the weather and he's here for WTF News. And, some research, but I thought I'd I'd ask anyway. Marcos, did you have something?
I feel like faith is entangled a lot with like destiny and how to, basically it's dealing with your decisions, like,
Sure.
do you have faith in your ability to deal with the consequence of the decision or action that you're going to do, that you might be a little
Faith in yourself.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as for faith, the religion side is obviously different, but yeah, so it's as specific stories, it's really hard. I feel like it's like gambling,
Sure.
because if you're going to make a decision or do something that you're not sure about, you're gambling. So it's faith for me is more like being able to deal with the consequence of what
That's
you
interesting.
decided.
You use the terminology gambling because I mean, kind of is, right? Lucas, can you look up the definition of
Research
gambling?
Lucas.
Just curious.
It is because essentially faith is almost like believing in a higher power, and also believing in a higher power means that it's not always going to end up good,
True.
hurricanes, tornado, whatever.
Yeah, but gambling's more of taking a chance. You really don't know how it's going to turn out. Faith to me is knowing that however things turn out, it's for the best. And so gambling's a little bit different. I throw the dice and let's see what turns up.
Yeah.
With faith, especially if for me, faith is about trust. Trusting in the universe. I mean, depending what your version is of God, I believe in a divine higher intelligence. And so I have trust that when I believe in myself and whatever I put out there and whatever it is I want, I'm going to get it. It might not look like I picture it, but I'm still going to get the higher version of whatever it is I want. So that to me is what faith is.
So you're calling faith the ability to, well, you're not you're calling, but faith to you is the ability to deal with the consequence of your decision, or to just be very hopeful.
It's believing. It's believing in yourself. It's believing in, that. So for instance, I packed up all of my stuff when I was in Wilmington, and at the time Larry was still alive. We moved to New Mexico.
Larry being, the person that she basically spent her life with.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were together for 37 years. And so we packed up, and I had faith that was the right move. As a result of that, we had a house that we converted 3 bedrooms into 2. So we made it a 2-bedroom house. We renovated this whole house. When we went to sell it, everyone says, "Oh, that's going to be tough to sell. A 2-bedroom house? Are you kidding me?" Second person that walked in bought it. Because I had faith. Look, I loved this house. This is what I created. I had faith and believed that someone else was going to love it just as much as I did. So we sold that house in a month for more money than we asked for.
Nice.
That to me is what faith is about.
So being hopeful, being positive, having
Yes.
a
Absolutely.
positive outlook
Yes.
all the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, or for certain things, having a positive outlook.
Like me leaving Global Techs, more recently, and those who've been following along with the show, I mean, you've heard the story, went down, blah, blah, blah. But for me to leave, it was like, damn, like really? Because it was a great job. Everybody there that worked there was great. Like I was making amazing money and, but there was just some stuff like me as a person, I couldn't be a part of, let's put it that way. So for me to just, I just moved into this new place, the amount that we're paying is good 20% more than we were paying at the last place. And, the bills are higher and all this and that. It was, and obviously a family here that I helped to take care of. It was a tough one. It was scary as hell. But, like I just had to, have faith in the fact that sooner or later something would come along. So, and it wasn't easy, man. But at the end of the day, it was having faith in my ability to land something, that was going to be at least as good, if not better.
Yeah, see, that's where I feel like when you told me the show was gonna be about faith today, I couldn't think of a story. I couldn't think of a story where I just put like like a type of a gamble. You know, for me, faith is more like it's not a story. It's more with the ending or
Sure.
the turnout.
Sure.
Like that's where you get your faith, and you call it faith, but you're not stupid, bro. You didn't make a decision without doing research. You didn't just, you know, jump without looking where you were gonna land.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
so
But for me to like, you know, leave a job with all that's going on without having another one already lined up, yeah, man, it was.
Especially just making this move.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just moved into this place, you know, just moved in. And it wasn't cheap. It cost me about, you know, $12,000 to move into this place between the money I had to put down and the movers and all this other stuff. So, yeah, man, it was a tough one. No doubt about that.
Yeah, and like I said before, I think faith is twofold. It's having faith and trust in yourself and faith and trust in the universe that it's going to deliver. Because I believe that we're led. Most people miss the cues because we're so filled with all of this stuff that we're thinking about and our beliefs and our habits and our patterns that we miss the cues that the universe is giving us. But the more we have faith, the more we have trust, whichever you want to call it, because they're kind of both the same thing, the more we pay attention and the more we pick up on those cues. And the more we realize that, oh, wow, there's this store that wasn't there before. Let's check it out. Let's move forward. Okay, I don't think it's that door. I think it's this door. And to me, that's what it's all about.
So do you feel like it's destiny? Like there's a destiny that that you have, and faith is just what you have to believe in to be able to get to where you're going to be, if you get all the cues, you're eventually going to be there.
Well, yes, and that's an interesting question because Ram Dass, who was a Buddhist monk, put out this parable or this question: what is the reason for the smirk on the Buddha? And so finally, he told everyone the answer. He let it sit out there for about 6 months to a year. But finally, he told the answer that our choices, we have free will, we have choice, and yet our choices are made for us. And so that means so you come to that fork in the road. I can go right or I can go left. Well, I think I'm going to go right. And maybe the one on the left would have been a shorter journey, but maybe there was more knowledge to acquire on the right. But the fact that I made that right means now there's choices that are going to be made for me. I'm going to be given different choices than I would have if I had made it on the left. And this is what life is about. We constantly have choices, and every time we make a choice, there's choices that are made for us to make more choices. That was a mouthful. A lot of choices there.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true. I mean, I got a couple stories now that I think about it. Like for one, I feel like the faith is included with destiny for me because I feel like I was destined to do something larger that I don't even know about yet, but only because all the dumb shit that I've done and I'm still walking the streets, you know?
Sure.
Like all the mistakes I've made that could have led me somewhere where all these choices would have been taken away from me. And I still make it home. I still wake up in the mornings. I'm not...
Keep a pretty positive attitude.
Yeah. I'm always positive. And that's it, so that's what I feel like faith will be. I put my faith that just keep my head on straight, keep, looking forward and working hard, and
eventually it'll pay off.
Yeah, and you'll get to where.
Yeah. And that's faith for sure, man. I felt that way, but at 40, I just turned 46. That destined for greatness thing. I'm like, yeah, maybe next life.
Yeah, right, dude.
I was like, let's let it go at this point.
Yeah, right, dude. I remember when I first met you, shit.
But that's the point. So what's the definition? What's the universe's definition of greatness? That's your definition of greatness.
Sure.
It might not be.
I don't know.
like
I kind of feel like me and the universe pretty have much similar definition of greatness. I'm just saying we're pretty connected like that.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. My thing is too, sometimes I feel like I'm already successful.
Sure.
I mean, I understand I might not be the definition of what others think it is, but I am my definition of successful. Like what I wanted for my life when I was younger, like I didn't want any kids unless I found the right person.
Sure.
So I don't have any kids. And I didn't want to be in debt. I didn't want to be in jail. I didn't want to, be certain things that I'm not.
Sure.
And I'm chilling right now. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, really. And I did it. But I put my effort in.
Sure.
And I left the rest up to faith.
Sure.
Yeah, I did leave the rest up to faith.
Yeah,
you
look
go.
at you, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Right? There's my story. I knew I'd find it.
Dude, when you first met me, I was making a lot of music, man. That's when I
Yeah.
still had that, hell yeah, I'm going to be somebody, but,
Honestly, you just took another route that you were probably supposed to be on this route the whole
yeah,
time.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because
For sure.
the way you do this, man, the way you produce this show and how you got this going, everybody can't do this.
I don't think there's anyone else doing it with live sound effects. I
No
haven't
way.
heard any live sound effects at all yet.
No.
So,
Or, what you got the glasses on right now? What do you got?
yeah, dude. Sure do. Sure do.
And the special apps in there. Come on, man. Nobody's doing this.
Well, I appreciate it. So, I definitely have faith that someday this show will take off. You never know. Actually,
Exactly.
somebody in California, we got like 35 like downloads from California one day, like out of the blue. I'm not really sure what that's all about. So definitely appreciate it. So California, what? But yeah, man, someday it's like this will take off and Joe Rogan can suck it and
No,
you
bro.
know.
Nobody has to suck anything.
Dude, no, Joe Rogan's freaking great. Him and Mark Maron, WTF are definitely my two favorite interviewer shows. So Lucas, what are your thoughts?
Not too much. I did look up gambling.
You looked up
did look up
gambling.
gambling.
Okay, you looked up gambling. Okay,
Lucas.
tell us about gambling.
You guys were talking and you asked me to look it up. Said I didn't want to interrupt.
Sure, go ahead.
It's play games by chance for money, bet, or take risky action in the hopes of a desired result.
Yeah, I mean, you could say faith is kind of like gambling.
A little bit. Yep.
I mean, how many times have we said, dude, I'm going to roll the dice. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Faith is gambling is like a religion.
Yeah, for sure.
Are people that believe in themselves more have more faith? Like,
Yes. Yes and no. It's about ability, but it's almost trust. It's more of a trusting your own gut and instinct. Some people will call it gut. Some people will call it instinct. Something comes your way and you think, oh man, I got to immediately move on that. And so you just, you get that intuitive hit and you move. People who don't have the faith or the trust in themselves, that's that cue that's going to show up and they're going to say, oh, well, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, let me think. No. And then realize a week later, 2 weeks later, 2 months later, they missed the boat.
yeah, like when Bitcoin came out.
Yeah, that's Bitcoin is all about faith, my friend.
It's all fake.
No doubt. All about faith. Heaven, God, Lord. By the way, represent my Shiba Inu to the moon
You got the
t-shirt.
Shiba shirt.
That's right.
Oh, hey, by the way, let me show my shirt. It's
All right, go for it.
Happy Day of the Dead. Today's the first Day of the Dead.
Oh, that's right.
And tomorrow's the second.
Nice, bro. Happy Day of the Dead for real.
Dia de los Muertos.
All right.
I
Every
just have a
year.
regular T-shirt.
And a shout out to. Sorry, what's up, Luke?
I just have a regular T-shirt on. I got nothing special.
Yeah, and shout out to my mom too, because me and her go to every year we go to the festival and we paint our faces and we go out there and
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
and watch the dancing horses and the whole parade with all the things. And
Maybe
stuff.
next year, right, Mom? Paint our faces and
There you
watch
go.
horses.
Let's do it.
It's cool, man. And my mom's favorite holiday is Halloween.
That's cool. Really?
So then, yeah, it's her favorite. Like she goes ham.
Wow.
She was Cruella DeVille this year,
That's my birthday, bro. I love it.
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
She was Cruella DeVille. Because
Wow.
because her girlfriend's favorite dog is a Dalmatian.
Okay. Sure. Well, I haven't
was
seen a
like-
Dalmatian. I don't think I've seen a Dalmatian in person in decades.
Yeah,
They're
it's been a long
vicious, bro.
time.
I thought they went extinct.
No, vicious. They're
I haven't
vicious,
seen-
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Really?
they could be mean dogs.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
I've never met I met one nice one, and it was because it was like 14 years old.
sure. And he was like, "I'm done being a bitch. I just want to, I'll just lay here and let you pet me. I enjoy to go out in style." All
I
right.
didn't realize they were miserable dogs.
Yeah, they're not
I
miserable.
know they're
just,
prone to hearing loss.
Maybe that's why they're miserable. What? I can't hear you.
maybe that's why they bark they bark so much and
be.
so
Yeah.
aggressive.
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself. Let me bark one more time.
Do you feel like dietary restriction can be like a religion, like vegans? I feel like veganism is a religion.
It could be. Lucas, can
The
you
way
look
people
up
speak
religion?
about
Lucas.
Look up
That's a
religion.
cult.
Let's see. Let's see. if
Because
we
I
can-
swear, every time a vegan comes up to me, I tell him, I'm like, hey, give me some good vegan spots. And like, they'll tell me, he's like, oh, you're vegan? I'm like,
I don't
eat-
even-
maybe like 3 times a week,
He's like,
I don't even
"Excuse
have
me,
to-
I can't talk to you.
Yeah. They literally
I don't-
didn't want to tell me where the good spots were because I told them, yeah, I do vegan for lunch and I eat a steak at dinner, And like, they got mad at me. I'm like, what's the issue here? Like,
Everything's a perception, and there's not one rule for everybody.
Sure.
yeah, I know that.
I did a vegan diet for 1.5 years. It wasn't enough for me. I've tried the vegan, I've tried the raw food, I've tried the vegetarian. So I probably eat about a 60-70% vegetarian diet, maybe 80% in the summer, but I still have a heavy protein. That's just what works for me. But there's some people who, being a vegan is perfect. And so it's just your perception, and it's the same thing with religion. There's some really hardcore, strict religious people out there.
Yeah.
And there's some beautiful human beings who, help people in the name of God. And so it just depends on the individual.
That's very true. Like a lot of people that I've met at church, because I've gone to church. Honestly, I went to church maybe 3 months ago. I went to a church. I don't know what I was looking for, but I found it at yoga. But anyways,
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
But people are just nice. Like they're genuinely good people. Like one of my bosses, one of the managers from a pub belly way back, he wanted me to go to church, and I was like, "You give me Sundays off, I'll go." So I ended up going to his church, and I found he's a very good person and they're very good people, and all they want to do is help. And he's hired so many people from the church to make money at whatever job he was working at, and that's that. However you want to look at it, whatever he believes and whatever he wants to kind of hand you, you can grab it or you cannot grab it. But
Sure.
he's gonna definitely offer it, but it's all positive. It's all
And
positive.
I'll bet he's the type of person you find very little judgment from.
Yeah.
And that's
Definitely.
usually the what I look for in people.
Yeah.
I try I'm not saying I'm perfect. I try very hard not to judge.
Yeah.
And all I ask is the same from others.
Sure.
Don't push your stuff on me. I'm open to whatever it is you want to believe, however it is you want to be. That's cool. But just don't try to force me into something that I don't want to believe in or do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keep me out of
Yeah.
your lane, son.
Absolutely.
There's 2 things I've been working on. One is not judging, and the other is not expecting.
Yes.
The
Very good.
expecting has been a little more. I don't know if difficult or easier. I don't know
Just
which one it
doesn't
is.
work out the way
It's
you want it
something,
to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just don't expect.
Yep.
Unless
do
it's Shiba Inu. That's been doing great.
Do it to do it. Like, what's helping me with this expecting thing is I've been giving people gifts for no reason. Like, I'll get free shit from my bar meetings, and I got like a bunch of wine keys, bunch of this, bunch of whatevers. I'm just giving it to the bar backs, giving it to the bartenders, giving whatever I get just out and not expecting anything back. And it completely leaves my mind once I give it. You know, I give it, I get the smile, that's what I get, you know?
Sure.
Boom. So yeah, expecting and judging.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels good to forget
Yes.
that expecting is a thing. You know, like to forget that you just gave something.
Sure.
And as far as veganism,
Yes.
it does meet the criteria under U.S. law.
For religion?
I knew
Yes.
it.
Nice.
Research
Wow.
Lucas.
That's why they
Ethical
tried.
ve-
That's why they
Yeah.
crucify you.
Marcos was absolutely correct. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Any last minute thoughts out there before we move in to our for our shout outs? No? Okay. Well, I guess we'll Mom, I guess we'll start with you. Any shout outs over there?
Yeah, I'm going to shout out to you for taking us to the sanctuary yesterday.
Oh,
That
that's
was
interesting. That was one of
beautiful.
I appreciate that was one of my
what
shout
a
outs
great
too.
day, yes.
Yes.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, we went to that's one of my shout outs. I guess we'll jump into mine. I want to shout out Patch of God Sanctuary. Just beautiful. Oh God,
gorgeous.
Lucas. Really, bro? Really, Lucas?
That was Lucas laughing.
Lucas. The Patch of God.
No, I was saying, talking about faith, and you lead in with the patch of God
Okay.
going.
All right. I'll allow it.
Was that a little lead into
Those
to
of
your
you
shout-out?
watching, if you actually see what's behind my mom, that was very similar to where we were, but it's just beautiful greenery and trees and critters and a koi pond and like this outdoor dinner. Like I
It's
don't know,
immaculate.
it was amazing.
It
Nice.
really was.
Moss like covered rock paths. Like legit, you're walking on this like path that's like rock, but it has moss growing on it. Like it's just amazing.
It's like a green carpet.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's awesome. And what is it for? Is it like a little meditation spot, a little just park?
It's not little.
It's huge.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's like 20 some acres or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome.
In Miami?
No, it's down south.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Patch of Heaven, I think it is.
Yeah.
Patch of
I say
Heaven.
Patch of God didn't sound right.
Yeah. Patch of Heaven.
Patch of
So
Mother Mary.
here we go. We
Either
can see
works.
it. Patch of Heaven Sanctuary, conservation, reforestation, education.
Nice.
They have guided tours. You can walk yourself. We walked ourselves. There's no way we're doing a guided tour with Alicia. That's for sure.
That's the tour guide.
Yeah, right. So they're in Miami, Florida. The website, if you want to check them out, is patchofheavenssanctuary.org. But they're South Miami. It was great. Like if you're in downtown Miami, it'd probably take you about 45 minutes to get there, but it was just really, really, really cool. So I definitely want to give him a shout out. I also want to shout out Hakkasan. So my mom and I went there for dinner. We just had a great time,
Yes.
great bottle of wine. The food was amazing. It was great to see everybody again. So hopefully some people that'll come on to the show. Some of them are still scared, you know, like Ernie's like, I'm still scared, man. I'm still scared. But there's a couple of new people might get on, but it was pretty cool.
You gotta have faith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Faith, the faith, the faith.
Yeah, what was that bottle of wine? I know it was a 2012, but
It was a Sauvignon Le Bon from Burgundy. It was a 2012.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it
that's
was
as much as I could understand. I don't read French, so
Yeah, it was a really just awesome, delicious, the proper temperature, which is so important.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So, all right,
great
Marcos, what's that, Mom?
I said it was a great evening.
It was a great evening. All right, Marcos. So now you got some shout outs. Here we go.
Shout-outs,
Hold on. Let me get the scene. There we go.
Like I said first, I don't know if I already shout out my mama on the Dia de los Muertos, but shout out to my mama since
You did.
we're all here. Shout out to Grails. Grails. That's where I got this little sneaker from. I know you're always into these little sneaker things.
Sure.
This is a sneaker shot. It's a Jordan.
That's pretty cool.
Right there, Grails.
Wow.
For
Oh.
$20. For $20, they fill it with some liquor for you, and you get to and you get to keep the shoe.
Okay.
This is a
what kind of liquor? Whatever liquor you want.
I did mezcal.
Okay. Is the shoe rubber? Is it
No,
glass?
it's
Okay. Well,
ceramic.
Ceramic. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man.
So yeah, shout out to them boys and to that place.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And I think
For sure.
and shout out to the guitar, man, to Kuro. Kuro's the new spot. It's like a Japanese spot.
Okay. Japanese food.
Yeah, Japanese
Okay,
food, a lot of wagyu
Yeah, I'm down for that.
in the
for sure.
casino.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with gun safety on set. We're going to have our quick news. We'll have Lucas's WTF news. And that's what's up. Boom.
Boom.
So,
You can never bullshit a bullshitter.
Can't bullshit a bullshit.
That's right. Well, that's true.
You could try though.
Sure. All right. So anyway, we are back, and we're going to jump in real quickly with the gun safety on set. Once again, I interviewed my friend Brandon Morris, who's been in a ton of shows, holding a gun in a lot of them. And so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go and jump into that, and then we're going to come back with quick news. And so here you go, my discussion with Brandon. But yeah, the reasoning for me having you come on is because you've handled how many. So I know burn notice. You've had a gun for life. Did you have you don't have a gun? Do you ever used a gun for life?
No.
Okay.
Because we were security in a prison, so they don't have guns on the inside.
Oh, you actually filmed that in a prison. That makes
We did.
sense.
In Queens.
And that small part that you had in Gotham, you didn't have a gun for that, right? That was a knife?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other, because I know Burn Notice, other show or two that you've actually had a gun on the set?
Well, I mean, once you talked about it, I started thinking about it. The first thing I did, my first like major TV gig was America's Most Wanted.
Oh, that's right. Is that the one you showed us where you pushed the woman in the video and you pushed her a little too hard and she like fell and you like broke character for half a second? It's like this little like push and then she like, you're supposed to get us like, come on, get moving. And then she just totally falls. She's got heels on, like scrape the knee. And you could see you kind of like run after her, like breaking character, like, oh my God, she just fell. Oh shit, but I'm also a dickhead and a badass and a bad guy, so I can't run. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, I did. I'm the only one that's done like 4 America's Most Wanted episodes.
That's pretty cool. Different characters?
Yeah, they interviewed me about that. And every one I did, they caught the guy. So.
Oh, really? Look at you, bro.
I basically helped catch criminals.
I wish I had my sound effects plugged in. I'll put them in post, but I actually have sound effects like applause and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. So you had a gun.
But my first gig ever, like being on a TV set, anything, I had to shoot this gun. And there was I had no idea about what the protocol was or anything, but
have you handled a gun before?
No.
Okay. So, okay.
Not in real life. So,
okay.
They have the stunt guy, the prop guy, they have the director and a producer and all these people, have a little safety meeting. they all show it to you, and they show it to everybody, and everybody checks it, and everybody puts a flashlight. It was very like, I was like, wow, they really take this seriously, doing this
making
stuff.
sure there's not one in the chamber.
Yeah, whatever, I realized later after doing a bunch of that's what they have to do all the time. So everybody's comfortable with, what's going on.
Sure.
And yeah, man, for when they gave it to me for action, like it was, the guy had the armor or the props master guy would have to hold it offset, and they're getting ready to roll. Okay, boom. Then he hands it to me. It's live, everybody. It's live. There's a lot of protocols around, guns and shooting guns. And that was my first experience like on a real set. And it was a little nerve wracking, but
no doubt. How long ago was that?
Man, that was in 2003.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's almost 20 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So, so did that one have blanks? What was in that one where they had to call it a live gun?
That one had blanks. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And they had like broken glass shattering on me, which is really, movie magic.
Sure.
It's really
someone standing above you, just dropping glass fragments on you or some shit.
Yeah. And the other thing too,
pixie dust.
When you see like, people shooting or like in sand or something, and you see it go pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Those are a lot of times they're paint guns, and they shoot these like, just gray paint gun rounds as you're shooting to make it look like you're, either hitting the car or hitting in the sand, missing the guy or whatever it is.
I always thought they had some sort of like mini explosion from underneath, but I think the paintball gun would probably be a lot easier to set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
And squibs before too. I've been squibbed before. They're kind of just as dangerous.
That's
They're
little explosion on the chest, right?
Explosions on your chest. That's tiny explosions on your chest.
So this isn't going to hurt. It's just going to be a little explosion on your chest. Don't worry. Wow.
Yeah. It's you don't have to act really when that's going on.
Yeah, because that shit hurts for
crap.
real.
You're like, oh, they yell action. You're like, oh shit,
Yeah, I hear you.
But, yeah, dude, it can be a little nerve wracking. They kind of put that in the air, like, hey, this is a serious thing. Everybody take it seriously. Don't point at anybody. There's all sorts of little rules that go on with it.
So did at any point, I don't know how much you followed the story with what happened with Alec Baldwin's situation. Did at any point the assistant director get involved with any handling of the guns or anything like that? Anyone other than the prop master or the lead armor, the whatever?
Mm-hmm. Normally he would not. Okay. Normally an assistant director would not have to touch the gun. They would not need to deal with it at all. It goes straight from the prop person. They all check it. Everybody looks at it. It's in the prop person or the armor of their possession. And then they're the ones that hand it to you. And there's really only those two people. But,
okay.
And from what I know about the story, I don't know anything. I know what I've read and what's come out. I don't know actually what happened. But supposedly they cut some corners and, didn't do all of the regulations that should have been done.
So we followed the story, and for yourself and those of you who didn't, I think it was last episode, but the assistant director is the one who handed Alec Baldwin the gun. Apparently there was 2 guns on a tray. He handed it to him. Maybe he checked the clip, didn't check the chamber, but the assistant director, I think his last name is Halls, Halls. He had issues with guns going off. He had issues before where there was like a pyrotechnics issue where something went wrong. Somebody got hurt. He asked that person to keep filming before she went to the hospital. Like he's got a whole litany of things going wrong, but guns going off and a lack of safety for guns. In fact, there was a gun that went off that he called a cold gun. So, there's been a lot of issues with this guy in particular. That's for sure. So, and then burn notice. Did you use guns a lot for burn notice?
We did, but they were mostly for props.
So prop meaning dummy. Is it like a real gun that doesn't fire? Is it specifically made just to be a prop?
It can be a couple different things. Sometimes it's a rubber gun.
Okay.
They just like this hard kind of black rubber. Those are for like, the extra cops in the background.
Sure.
On and all. But if you're a little closer to camera and you need like the shine of the metal and all that stuff, they will give you just a dead gun that's, nothing works in it. None of the, It couldn't fire if you wanted to, just a dead gun.
Sure.
And then there's the times that you will have live half loads or all those terms that they use for making the shots.
Gotcha. But in no way, shape, or form do you ever have a gun with live bullets in it. That's what I'm trying to feel like. How do the they're like they had ammunition in a fanny pack and blah blah blah. And someone actually, it was Jackson who was on the show. He had read that they were doing some like shooting practice beforehand, and he thinks maybe that's how. But I just don't understand how a live round is even getting into the gun. The people investigating, they asked, like, did you check anyone for ammunition beforehand or after, just to see if maybe somebody slipped a bullet in there, just to, to set somebody up or whatever. It's just weird that there would be ammunition there at all.
It really boggles me, man, because there should be no live ammunition. Like normally, live ammunition shouldn't work in a blank gun.
Sure. Oh, blank guns are specifically for blanks?
From what I understand.
Sure. That makes sense. I'm sure it's a different type of ammunition. Fucking A, dude.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
So it's always... Go ahead.
It's weird because the last, couple things I've done, they just put it in CGI afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, I could go on right now... on Facebook, even when I started doing the show and I started looking up effects, I mean, you could probably for like $99.99 pick up a software suite of animation for gunshots and just plug it in. Like, it won't look as professional as what you're dealing with and what the movies are dealing with, but just plug it right in and you got your gunshot like right there. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be a huge change. There's going to be a huge shift in whatever they're going to do, whether they're going to be able to use them or not. I don't know. They might get forced to go to CGI.
I don't see why they wouldn't. It
really doesn't matter if you think of the cost difference between, hiring a guy to, rent the gun to the guy that has to hold it and deal with it. All this extra precautions, or you hire a guy to put it in his computer a little bit, it seems like it's not that big of a deal.
Plus insurance. I'm sure you have to have crazy insurance with live, guns and stuff like that as well. Yeah. It's just crazy. So that was one of the questions we posed when we covered it. Do you feel like there's going to be, whether it's I know the Rookie TV show, I don't know if you saw, but they already said we're not using any more live ammunition. That came out, I think, last week. But do you feel like there would be a ban? I don't know if there's like a TV association that could do it, or, like nothing on TV, or maybe a certain network. Do you feel like that's the direction things are going? And how difficult do you feel like it would be? Because I feel like the NRA could jump in with their bullshit and try to stop that from happening.
I mean, absolutely. There is the SAG-AFTRA union, the Screen Actors Guild union.
Sure.
And I'm almost positive that they're going to come in and say, look, we don't need to do this anymore. And
sure.
I don't see why the gun guys would have a problem, because it's not real guns. You'll still see them and all that stuff.
Sure.
They just won't be real shots. And I'm sure if you put two shots side by side, you couldn't tell the difference.
Well, let me ask you this. Having done it, because there is like a natural kickback when you fire a gun, and that's not something you'll be able to act out as accurately as an actor. Am I right about that? I mean, is that really a thing?
That's a good point. I mean, I've had to do it. I don't know how.
Sure.
I've never looked back and been like, oh, that looks like crap. Like, I've had to,
sure.
Just kind of do that. It's like,
sure.
Yeah, I think a skilled actor as myself could handle faking a little kickback from it.
I'll tell you what, all you new CGI people out there, if you want to start a specialization, adding gunshots, start your repertoire, man. Start gathering them up. That's for sure. So, yeah. All right, man. Well, I just want to get your point of view. So every time you've handled a gun, it's been like that. Everyone, gets checks 1,000 times in safety meetings and cold gun, hot gun, or live gun, and they show you the chamber and stuff like that before you hand it to you and all that shit.
Every single time.
Yeah,
it was always a little bit of a nerve-wracking thing, man, just to even stand there with a blank, a gun, just to have it know that something could happen. You could hurt. I mean, that thought was always there, and it
sure.
was always kind of, so yeah, I guess I'm welcome to them going to CGI or doing something else.
So what was it like the first time you pulled a trigger on a blank and you get that kickback or blah, blah, blah? Like how did you practice once like off screen, or your first time was like, camera rolling?
No, there's no practice, dude. They got like, they got to move. So they're like, here's what's going to happen. Here's it's going to be loud, blah, blah, blah. I had like little, I had some ear stuff, and it was exhilarating.
Sure,
I will give it that.
I guess we'll see what happens in the days and in the months and stuff like that. Hopefully they do. I feel like TV is more likely to ban it before film does. But we'll see, man. Well, listen, I appreciate the conversation. And, we should probably just, with your cute little setup there, we should probably just get you on the show sometime soon. Maybe we could just talk about you, man. Talk about your career. Talk about stuff that's going on. I think that'd be a cool show, just to do a little interview with Brandon Morris.
An expose.
Yeah, expose. That's right. I think it'd be pretty cool. So,
yeah, man.
All right, bro. We'll freaking rock on. I appreciate it. We'll get you back on soon.
Cool.
Boom.
Later.
All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and let's jump right in.
It's time for quick news.
All right, so Marianne Rousson from BBC, and I'll be doing all the quick news because Laz isn't here, folks. I know, all the pressure's on me, so they better not suck. So major phone networks have agreed to automatically block almost all internet calls coming from abroad if they pretend to be from UK numbers, Ofcom, OFCOM has confirmed. Criminals have been using internet-based technology to make it look like phone call or text message is coming from a real telephone number. Almost 45 million customers were targeted by phone scams this summer. And I'm sure we've all been hit, right? Like comes from your same area code.
It looks almost like your number.
I even got a call from my own fucking phone number once.
That's what I mean.
My own phone number.
Really?
I was like, dude, I got to answer this one, And there was nobody there. What's that?
I had a coworker get a phone call from a number that was 555-555-5555.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't think that was possible. I'm going to challenge that, Lucas.
Okay.
I have a picture to prove it, so try it.
There you go. Sorry about the challenge. By the way, we're all drinking except for Lucas. Sorry, Lucas. I'm sorry.
I got peanut M&Ms. I don't know what you're talking about.
But those of you who've been following along with the show all this time, as you know, as soon as eggnog comes out, and it's out, folks, equal parts eggnog, vodka, milk or cream. I like 2% or whole milk personally. And eggnog, and Bailey's. And Bailey's.
What about
Bailey's
fat-free
vodka, milk, and eggnog. What's that, Lucas?
What about fat-free milk?
No.
That's white water.
So anyway, all right. So we've been working with telecoms companies to implement technical solutions, including blocking at source suspicious international calls and are masked by UK numbers, said Lindsay Fussell, Ofcom's Networks and Communications Group Director. We expect these measures to be introduced as a priority at the pace to ensure customers are better protected. She added, tackling the phone scams issue was a complex problem that required coordinated effort from the police, government, or regulatory industry. So VoIP, or Voice over Internet Protocol, is used by millions of customers globally. Popular services that use this technology include, as we all know, we use it, WhatsApp, Skype, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. So Zoom also. A lot of people think that this isn't going to work, but anything that helps, because, bro, the fact that they can just be in another country and make it seem like they're calling from a local number to scam you, I feel like is something. This is actually UK, because it's BBC. This is not the United States. So hopefully the US can get their ass together and work on that.
I hope so.
So, all right. So all of these calls that are coming to me at least 4 or 5 times a day. Sometimes I feel the more I use my phone, the more those calls come in.
Sure.
And
do you block them as soon as they come in?
I do, but now I have 100 blocked numbers.
That's
that
okay.
I might be somebody else's number.
No, well, maybe.
People have called me pissed and telling me to stop calling them.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that
I've gotten
sucks.
calls like, stop calling me.
Wow.
I'm like, bro, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. I haven't had that happen, but since I guess I could call myself to say stop calling me because I got to call off my own damn number.
Yeah. So, all right. So what you're saying is all these local numbers are coming from other countries?
Other countries, yeah. They use VoIP protocol to make it seem like it's a local number.
So there's no point in blocking them.
No, but what they can do is they can block. What they're trying to do is find out a way to block any type of phone call that's coming from an exterior source, meaning outside the country, using a local number.
Yeah, but me as a person, on my personal phone, to block their number would be pointless.
Yeah, well, if you're getting calls I would get calls from the same number. As soon as they come in, I just block them.
Mine is different. I get a different number every single time.
You might think you do, but you get so many of them, you just don't realize. But if I was to call UK and try to use it, look like ideally, I call UK, I try to use a local UK number to scam them. Basically, like, well, he's using a internet source that's outside of the country, so no, he can't use a local number, and that's where it's supposed to work.
Nice.
Let's hope so.
That's only over there, so we're still fucked for now.
All right, so Laz, you're up.
What?
Just kidding. I have him in like he's written into the show because he always has two. So anyway, Barbara Otuary Ortutay. I'm sorry, Ortutay. So Barbara Ortutay, AP News. In the middle of a crisis, Facebook Inc. renames itself Meta. You guys saw this, I assume?
Yeah.
So
You see the Jewish community?
I did. We'll get into it. Like many companies in trouble for it, Facebook is changing its name and logo. Facebook Inc. is now called Meta Platforms Inc., or Meta for short, to reflect what CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Thursday is a commitment to developing the new surround yourself technology known as the metaverse. The metaverse. But the social network itself will still be called Facebook. Skeptics immediately accused the company of trying to change the subject from Facebook Papers, the trove of leaked documents that have plunged it into the biggest crisis since it was founded in Zuckerberg's Harvard dorm 17 years ago. The documents portray Facebook as putting profits ahead of riding its platform instead of ridding its platform of hate, political strife, and misinformation around the world. The move reminded marketing consultant Laurel Rise of when energy company BP rebranded itself to Beyond Petroleum to escape criticism over the oil giant and how they harmed the environment. Remember, BP had that major explosion. I'm pretty sure that was the Gulf of Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And so after that happened, they changed their name to Beyond Petroleum to kind of escape all the negative press from being BP. So that's what a lot of people are saying they're doing, but they are, they're making a metaverse, kind of like the movie Ready Player One, where you can go in and have a headset on and walk around and meet people. Because eventually, that's how people are going to be going to school. I mean, they're already doing it just without the VR. Facebook owns Oculus, so they already have the technology. Yeah, they bought it, they own it. But yeah, he wants to use the metaverse like this VR virtual reality platform, for social media, meeting people, obviously shopping eventually. All right, so Laz, you're up.
Snap. Did you say meeting people? Like I have my glasses on, she has her glasses on, and we virtually touch each other.
Just like I said, well, actually that already exists. There are suits you can wear. And stuff like that. I mean, I'm not sure how effective those suits are. But yeah, there are suits you can wear. In fact, there are, God, we're having this conversation with my fucking mom on the show, but there are sexual toys that can be controlled by other people.
Oh shit!
So,
oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, I know that one.
Actually,
okay.
You're talking about.
Yeah, great.
Remote control pleasures.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can move on from that subject. Yeah. So anyway, David Malloy, Molloy, or Malloy, whatever, BBC. Amazon announces Astro, the home robot. Do you guys see this?
No.
Mm-mm.
So Amazon is launching Astro, ASTRO, just like from the Jetsons, its first household robot powered by its Alexis smart home technology. The company said it can be remote controlled when not at home to check on pets, people, or home security. It can also patrol a home automatically and send owners a notification if it detects something unusual. Amazon said it was more than Alexa on wheels and had been programmed with a large range of movements and expressions to give it personality. In a demonstration asking Astro to beatbox, the robot bopped its head. As in beatbox, it's like headbutting the wall and shit. So, and the robot bopped his head and made expressions while playing hip-hop beats. Amazon was also keen to preempt privacy concern. It said Astro can be set out of bound zones. It cannot go into certain areas or could be set to do not disturb. It also features buttons to turn off the camera and microphone, though it loses its ability to move around when they are switched off. It's like, yeah, you can turn this stuff off, but the robot's basically worthless. So it's going to cost $999.99, and then after the limited run, it's going to bump up to $14.49.
That's not that bad.
Wow.
It's kind of cool. It's got a little screen on it. I don't know how tall it is.
So it will be rolling around your house, listening to everything you say.
Yep. You're going right where I was thinking, Marcos.
Do it. Say it.
Yeah, the privacy, the lack of privacy with it. I don't even care for. I have an Alexa in my bedroom. The only thing I use it for is for setting my alarm, finding out what the weather is, and notifications.
And maybe playing
I live
some
alone.
music.
I'm single. I don't have to worry about any conversations being heard. But I'm not even crazy about the Alexa.
Yeah.
Wow, $999.99. There it is. It's a cute little thing, you know.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind.
is that a couple little wheels?
Yeah, a couple little wheels. It's got a wheel in the back. It looks like it's got like a little pad on there.
It
Small.
also extends 42 inches from the floor.
Oh,
in a 10-inch
periscope. Yeah, that's that periscope
I was gonna
thing.
say you can't turn off an oven being 10 inches tall.
I was going to say.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to turn it off. It's supposed to tell you how, if it's on or off or not. So I've got the device is 17.3 inches. So 10 inches is the width, 17 length. So it's it's about 1.5 feet tall.
I mean, if it could get me a beer and charge my phone, I'm down.
It cannot get you a beer, unfortunately.
If it can't get me a beer, I don't know what the use is. And if it can't charge my phone,
Sure, I hear you. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Some people will get it. I don't mind.
it's gonna beatbox. It's gonna beatbox. for me?
It does beatbox and it bops its head and everything. Not bumps its head, folks. All right. I guess, what's that, Lucas?
If somebody buys it for me,
Sure.
I'll try it out. But
Yeah.
I ain't spending $1,000 for
Better
something
get
to
it
spy
now.
on
Pretty
me.
soon it's going to be 50% more. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Probably 50% better too.
I doubt it. Although getting the second one or the third one is going to be much better than getting the first. There's no doubt about
Just
that.
think about it. 5 years ago, the hot shit was a little
Roomba?
a little plate that roams around and vacuums for you.
Sure.
Now it's beatboxing and listening
Just
to everything you say.
beatboxing, yeah. All right, folks.
It's time for. Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Lucas's WTF news. So what you got for us, Lucas?
So this comes from Fox 5 Atlanta.
Okay.
A couple
Not
days
Fox
ago.
News, local Fox station.
A little bit better. So a woman goes
Sure.
into an emergency room for a head injury,
Okay.
sits in the waiting room for 7 hours, does not get seen by a doctor or even
7
a
hours.
Yep.
Wow.
Doesn't just checks in with the front desk. No triage, no nurse, no doctor.
Hey, by the way, I hurt my head. So when you get a moment, could you have someone help me out?
Yeah, I have a
A couple-
concussion. How about you don't attend me?
Sure.
A couple weeks later, she gets a bill for $700.
Really? Did she get
Yep.
into the
No.
place? No.
She was in the waiting room.
Wow.
Just
Wow.
for that, to me, that's the best WTF I could find because everything else
That's a
has
pretty
just
big
been
one.
$700 for sitting in the damn waiting room?
for 7 hours.
Wow.
They
I'm
did
sorry. You
some-
breathed our air. That's for 7 hours.
It was
Wow.
for some administrative check-in that usually gets buried within the medical bill itself if you were seen.
But she wasn't seen.
She wasn't seen. She sat in the waiting room for 7 hours.
Wow,
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Yeah, once they have your social security number, they charge you.
I'm sure, though, somebody will get that taken care of. Bad publicity like that.
Yeah. Apparently the hospital is looking into the incident to resolve any kind of issues.
Yeah.
I have a friend or an ex-girlfriend. She was having I took her to the hospital because she was in pain. So I took her and it was kidney stones. And she sat in the office for a while. And then they brought her in and they're like, look, this is kidney stones. We could probably give you this or give you that. But honestly, there's nothing we could really do. You should just, go somewhere else. And we're like, you know what? Don't do anything. We're going to go somewhere else, and get another
Second opinion.
second opinion. Yeah. And 3 months later, $1,000 bill.
Wow. 3 months?
3 months, $1,000 bill.
That's what's wrong with this fucking country's health system.
And
Absolutely.
we called them and we told them, you know, she was never even really seen. Nothing was really done. And they're like, no. And no real reason, but she's been trying to get that bill taken off by like credit people and everything. And it's a hard one to get off because
especially
it's the
3
hospital.
months, because by then you're already in collections. Well, that's definitely a WTF, man. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully something happens and, you know, they can reduce some of that bill. That's for sure. All right, so we're going to take our next little break here. We're going to come back with Lucas's weather. I think we got some of our brand new segment.
Beef sucking.
So we got a little bit there. We got a little bit of updates as well. We're going to have a little discussion about EFT. My mom's going to close us out with a nice little tapping meditation. And that's what's up. See you shortly. Boom. Boom. No boom, Mom? No?
Boom.
Okay.
Hang your head in shame.
Now that I've hit the record button, voice. Okay, so we're back with BWSS podcast. We're going to be jumping right into Lucas's weather. And we want to know, Lucas, what do you have for the weather this week?
This week, for a really blowout game.
Blowout
Yeah.
game? GAME?
Yes.
Okay,
Did I not
so
say that right or
weather and
something?
blowout game. Okay.
Eagle, Idaho.
Eagle, Idaho. Okay, we like it. That's right.
Because I wasn't able to watch the game, but I did see the score.
I mean, he's missing an X, that's for sure. Missing an S, that is. But that's okay. We'll get over it. Yeah. So I finally, the Eagles finally whipped some ass, and it was all good because we were at the patch of heaven. The Eagles finally did some ass kicking, which is great. So Eagle, Idaho.
Eagle, Idaho. But the only problem,
Idaho.
Yeah, thank you,
You're welcome.
Dick.
Eagle Idaho.
Yeah, right. All right, Lucas. So Eagle, Idaho. And we're going to start with Saturday. So why don't you go ahead and start us off Saturday?
Saturday, November 6th, high 59, low 44. Mostly cloudy. Chance of precipitation at 7%, with the winds coming out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour.
Okay.
And now pay attention, Seth.
Okay.
Sunday, November 7th.
7th. Okay. Yes.
High of 60, low of 46. Mostly cloudy, with the chance of precipitation at 9%, with the winds coming out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour.
Okay.
Monday, November 8th.
November 8th. Yes.
High of 57, low of 37. Mostly cloudy, with a chance of precipitation at 24%, with the winds coming out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour.
Okay. So I'm going to jump in early. We're on Tuesday, right?
I don't. You tell me.
So Tuesday, November 9th, right?
What's happening here?
All right, I'm going to say the 10th. All right, so Tuesday,
The 10th.
November 10th, high, hold on, let's get there we go. So high of 57, low of 45. I'm going to say light rain, partly showers. I'm going to say partly showers.
Yeah, because I don't think there is light rain.
Yeah, partly showers.
Partly showers.
with chance of precipitation like 52%, with the winds coming out of the northwest at 12 miles per hour. Okay.
Shouldn't have changed your answer.
Which one? The date?
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
What is this, like the third time?
You know, like I can get the wind, I can get all this shit, but the date, I just can't seem to get the date. That's because you laugh so much. I got to stop letting you influence my decision making.
I even put influence.
Yeah.
Or influence, or is it yeah, I even put influence on the date for you.
Wow. You like really emphasized the date for Seth because I want to help him out. But yeah, so much for that. All right, so I guess let's hear it. What do we got?
So Tuesday, November 10th.
I changed it to 10th.
You did?
The 9th. Sorry, I was reading off the post.
Oh, so it's the 9th. I put the 10th. It's really the 9th. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Tuesday the 9th.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I was staring at the post-it note because I'm reading off of that first. You said high 57?
Yep.
High 51.
You
said low.
Low's going to be lower.
45?
Oh, yeah.
Low 39.
Oh.
You said partly
showers, yes.
Partly showers. Partly cloudy.
Okay.
Chance of precipitation at 52%.
Definitely not that.
24%.
Did I get the wind at least?
You said northwest
at
12 miles per hour. Southeast at 8 miles per hour.
Wow, dude. That was just like just absolute decimation. Nothing even close. All right.
You're not tapping into your.
Yeah. Well, it all went south at the date. Let's be honest. All right, Marco. So you had what was it? An asshole, right?
Am I an asshole?
Sure. Let's find out.
Maybe.
Probably.
So, all right. Switching jobs. I was at one job that I told you about. Ina's dude got me, and it was a great job. But at the same time, I applied for another job at the same time. So I had two jobs I applied for at the same time. One called me the very next day, so I started. The other one called me a couple months later, and it is months because it was a lot of work just to get there and a big process and a lot of backgrounding and all that.
Sure.
I kind of got an almost okay from the second job that I really wanted.
Sure. Job B, let's say.
Yeah, job B. I got like a almost all in, but like I don't trust it because I was still waiting because they could still like pull the rug under me anytime.
Sure.
So, but job A decided to give me like a raise. Like they were like,
we're gonna keep you there?
No, they didn't even know.
Okay.
They were supposed to, first off, they were supposed to give me this raise or this lead position payment 3 weeks after I started.
Sure.
But then it's been 3 months and I found out that I wasn't getting the pay.
Okay. Sure.
And I found out through other sources. So then when I brought that up to my manager, he was like, we were supposed to and this and that. And I'm like, well, I was just asking because you congratulated me on the position and told everybody I had it. And then I'm not getting paid for it for 3 months. So once I figured that out, the next day they were like, yeah, we're giving you a sit down and we're going to offer you, the position and you're going to start getting paid right away.
Okay.
And knowing that the other spot was already almost 100%, I accepted the lead spot and didn't work it for more than a week because that was the week that I was leaving.
Sure.
So it's kind of like, I felt a little like, because it's me and I got morals, like not really morals, but
but you want to do the right thing.
Yeah, the reason I don't work two jobs is because I can't be 100% at either of them. So that's why I don't don't do 2 jobs.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, am I an asshole for accepting the spot, kind of knowing that I had something else in the mix that I might have switched over to?
I don't think so, because you were going to, like, you don't know, that job wasn't necessarily 100%, like gonna happen. There's all kinds of things that could have gone wrong. So I think, doing what you did, I think it's fine. Personally. Anyone else? Mom, Lucas?
No, I agree.
Okay.
I don't think you did anything wrong.
Okay.
No. I did give him like 10 days of work,
That's cool.
I gave him 10 days of work after that. But yeah, and there was a little more to the story, but
Okay.
Can't talk about it.
I could. Fuck that.
All right. So let's go.
Honestly, when I told them about the job, they were like, I told them, hey, look, I got another spot. They go, yeah, we know this place. And I'm like, how do you know? Oh, no, somebody said something.
Did they ask to call back your former employer or your current employer?
Listen, dude, the new spot the GM texts me. She's like, hey, after I've already done like half of the interview, half of the like, I'm in. And then she's like, hey, I heard you're not interested in a position anymore. I go, what do you mean I'm not interested? This is through text. She's like, yeah, somebody came in here from your job B or job A and was like, no, Marcos is not interested in that position anymore.
Wow.
And I'm thinking probably because I accepted the lead position, I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop it all. But this is like, that happened. Somebody went into my new spot and telling them that I didn't want the position.
Wow.
And that I wasn't interested.
Well, you got the position. So you know what?
What? You got beef?
Yeah, I got beef and
got paid too.
Suck it. So
That's my suck it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, good for you, bro. I'm happy for you.
Cheers. Had a lot of faith for that one.
Yeah, no doubt. So we were talking about doctor's bills and stuff like that, and that's what my beef is.
What? You got beef?
So with this job that I had that has insurance, clearly not the greatest, bro. I go into the doctor's. This was like a month ago. I get all my blood work, maybe a month and a half. Well, I guess 2 months ago at this point. I get all my blood work done. One visit, go in there, just check up. I got insurance. Let's see if everything's good. And so, and then like 3 weeks later, I went back in just to like get the results, whatever. Bro, between the lab for all the testing they did and the doctor's office with insurance, $1,000 of bill.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So I got fucking beef, bro. With insurance. With insurance.
They don't cover your first like visit.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. I don't know how it's possible that I'm getting charged for like initial, like just go in, check up, blood work, vitamin D, cholesterol, that shit. So yeah.
Yeah, you're getting charged for an emergency room visit.
Yeah, bro. I'm getting charged like I sat in the fucking waiting room for 7 hours.
What does your insurance cover?
Good question.
No, not much.
Not much. Not as much as my next job. That's for fucking sure.
Wow.
Well, actually, the real answer is apparently not that.
No,
really.
It definitely doesn't cover that.
Oh.
So yeah, I got some fucking beef on that. That's some bullshit. That's just all I gotta say about that. All right, so nobody else, right? That's it. Just me and Marcos.
That's it.
All right, so a quick little update. Then we're gonna jump into Mom's meditation. We're gonna talk a little bit about EFT. So the Supreme Court is officially taking up the abortion law in Texas. So that's gonna happen. As we all know, Texas put some serious restrictions, basically banning abortions for the most part. And then Supreme Court with Coney Barrett and whatever the other freaking guy is refused to rule on it. And now that the Biden administration has sued Texas, the Supreme Court is going to weigh in, which is very nice because they certainly freaking should. And that's pretty much it. So
Texas is huge.
Texas is huge.
Yeah.
So
They act like it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, anyway, all right, Mom. So EFT is tapping meditations, but what would, how would you describe it?
Well, basically, it's an energy psychology modality. It's a cross between psychology and acupressure or acupuncture. And so we've all had situations in our life where we've been shocked, manipulated, betrayed. Doesn't matter whether it was a small T trauma or a large T trauma. It switches on the stress response, and your brain takes a snapshot of that moment of time and then etches it in your brain. And we call this long-term memory. And so the stronger the emotional reaction to the event or experience, the more altered internally we become, and resulting in your system becoming blocked by thought patterns, emotional patterns that keep repeating, trying to protect us. But it's not actually protecting us. It's just doing this looping thing and creating more negative habits, beliefs, and patterns.
Gotcha.
And so if you've ever been to an acupuncturist, they put needles in meridian points.
Sure.
Or acupressure, they push on it. And so with EFT, we're tapping on those points. And so meridians are actually energetic pathways that run up and down your body. And Seoul University has discovered the meridian
Seoul,
system.
Korea?
Uh-huh. And so what they've done is they found this special blue dye and they injected it into the meridian points, and they used a CT scan, and they could see the pathways light up. Interestingly enough, those pathways run along the circulatory system. So if one of your meridians gets blocked, the energy can't be released and it becomes stagnant. So really what happens is the vessels and the veins in that area all sort of become clogged. And it overloads the nervous system, and then all of these negative memories are stored there. And so what we want to do is we want to clear out the stagnation. And so by tapping on these meridian points, it releases that stagnation. I always have to laugh, and I get it, because, people will say, you're telling me I'm just going to tap on my face and my body and my life's going to change. Yeah, right. I don't think so. And I used to be one of those people until I started doing the research. I have a medical science background. I'm not someone who, I have to believe it to see it. And so I just don't blindly follow. And I started doing the research, and the evidence is there. They've done a tremendous amount of work with war veterans with PTSD. It's amazing the results that they're getting. They've done a lot of blood markers. Tapping can literally reduce cortisol by up to 25%, which is huge. And Harvard University's done over 20 years of studies stimulating the meridians, and it decreases the fear pathways in the brain. So the research is there, and it's quite compelling.
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So you're just physically tapping with your finger.
Yep.
Certain, I say pressure points, but you call them
Meridian
points.
points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally, that's it. Like just tapping them, like you can tap your arm with your finger.
Well, you have certain points. You have to know where the point. We have hundreds of meridian points. I use basically anywhere from 9 to 14, 15 points. And so, that's really all you have to do is tap. And it's called talk therapy. So usually if I'm working with someone, or if I'm working with a group on a Zoom call, I will mute everyone, because you want to talk out loud. You want to voice it. You want to bring whatever that negativity is up to the surface so that we can get rid of it. Because the problem is we have all of this negativity, and we try to stuff it, or we try to push it away or ignore it or whatever. You want to bring it up front and center. And then you voice it out loud. So if you're not in a private place, you can just say it in your head. So I'm going to demonstrate. We're going to do some tapping tonight. And so you can just say it in your head. You're going to hear me say out loud, because I'm used to saying that, but you can just say it in your head, and we just tap through the points. So it's a combination of doing breath work, tapping, and talk therapy. And so with the breath work, you'll hear me say every once in a while, we're going to take a nice long deep breath in, and then when we release it, it's going to be like it's a gusting breath out. We want to move that energy.
Like a dragon breath.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like a yoga dragon breath.
Okay.
Yep.
Fancy.
So I want to quickly go, unless somebody else, does anybody else have any questions?
Lucas, go ahead, Lucas.
I'm
I
good.
knew you were going to do that.
I'm sure Lucas has at least 5 or 6.
I've got a couple. So you said it's also talk therapy.
Right.
And another question I had was, do you have them tap on themselves, or do
Yes.
you tap on their
No.
spots?
No.
Tap on
I
yourself.
have them tap on themselves. And it's one of the things I like about EFT, because I can teach my clients how to be able to work on themselves.
When I think about you, I tap myself.
Yep.
I think it's touch myself.
Oh, it is, but come on, man. Play with me here.
No.
That doesn't work for the joke.
Nope.
Does not work for the
No.
joke.
I like that. No.
No.
All right. Rock and roll.
So I'm just going to run through the points that I work on real quick. And so basically what we're going to do in the beginning, you don't have to do it right now, but we're going to be just massaging right underneath the collarbone here on those muscles. And if you start massaging and it's sore, this is called the emotional well. We hold a lot of emotions here.
There you go.
Collarbone here. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So if you massage that area and
You said
it's sore.
under or over?
Under.
Right under the collarbone.
So like the top chest.
Yep. And so then we move to the temples. Then we do under the nose, under the lip. We tap on the chest, and you can just kind of move your hand around as you're tapping. Then we tap right on the edge of the ribs. I can't stand up here, but you know where your ribs are.
Sure. On the bottom.
Yeah. And then the side of the ribs. You can either tap it this way, or you can cross your arms and just tap the side of your ribs. And then
That's advanced. That's the advanced tapping right there.
Yeah.
That's years of practice for the cross arm rib tap.
Yes, there you go. And so then we tap on the inside of the wrist. And then we're going to tap on the corner of the thumb, the corner of the forefinger, the corner of the middle finger, underneath the ring finger. And I'm going to be demonstrating this as I go along. The finger, the little finger, what they call the karate chop point, the top of the head, in between the brows, and then we just start all the way through.
Okay, Lucas, if you could please run us through that list one more time.
And you're using your middle and index, or your whole hand. I see you using your whole hand.
I usually use 2 fingers. So you don't have to worry about really hitting the points. You'll hit them. You can use one hand. Well, not for obviously for your fingers and stuff, but for your head, for your brows, your temple, your cheeks, you can use one hand. You can use 2 hands. You can use both hands. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
But okay. So
I think we're ready.
all right. So the first thing we're going to do
Should we have our eyes closed for this?
you can. I'm going to tell you how to move through the points, but if you need to see me, then you're going to open your eyes. But you can close your eyes
I can
if you want.
glance, sure.
So let's start tapping underneath of the collarbone. What we're going to be working on tonight, because there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of worry of the unknown all around the world. So that's what we're going to be thinking about as we're tapping underneath or as we're massaging underneath the collarbone. And so just tune in to whatever you want to focus on about maybe what you're afraid of, what you don't trust, what you don't have faith in, what you're worried about, possibly what's limiting you, what you're how and where you're holding yourself back. Maybe you feel paralyzed in life. And so just give yourself permission to really feel into that or those uncomfortable places as you're massaging underneath that collarbone. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that it's really intense, whatever the fear, worry, anxiety, whatever you're feeling. 1 is, no big deal. I don't even know why I'm doing this. And just keep that number in the back of your mind. And so just tune into that and repeat after me. If you're by yourself and want to say it out loud, great. If you need privacy, just say it in your own head. And before I go any further, if I say something and you're thinking, nah, I don't quite feel that way, or that's not the word I would use, change it, whatever is appropriate or has more meaning for you. Okay, so just tuning into that fear or worry or anxiety, and repeat after me. Even though I have this fear, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. And tapping the temples. This fear. And just say to yourself what you're afraid of, what's holding you back. Just say to yourself in your head, whatever it is you're fearing. And tapping the cheeks. This fear that's really holding me back. Tapping underneath the nose. I'm afraid to even look at it. Tapping underneath the lips. But I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And the reason that we say that is because we need to accept where we are. There again, we don't want to be pushing this out or pushing this away. This is where we are. We accept it. Tapping the chest. Even though I have this fear and I really don't want to look at it. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accept myself. So tune into the fear right now. Tune into the fear of looking at the fear, because sometimes we have layers of fear. Fear is kind of a really interesting emotion because it can branch off onto other things like anxiety or depression. And so we can have layers on top of layers on top of layers of fear. So just tune in how uncomfortable it makes you feel. And accept that's where you are possibly. And so just take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping the side of the ribs. I love and forgive myself for having all of this fear. There again, we're going into acceptance. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Part of me wishes it would go away. Tapping the top corner of the thumb. I really wish this would go away. Tapping the forefinger. And even though I wish this fear would go away, tapping the middle finger. Part of me is afraid that it will never go away. Tapping the opposite side of the ring finger. But I love and accept myself anyway. Tapping the inside of the little finger. It's possible that it'll go away. Tapping the side of the hand. It's possible I can heal this. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to the possibility that I can heal this. Tapping between the brows. I really want to heal this. Because at times it paralyzes me when I think about this issue, whatever that is for you. Tapping the side of the temples. Just tune into that feeling of maybe you can't do it. You can't move forward. Whatever it is, lean into that feeling. Take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping underneath the nose. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I'm really afraid right now, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid to move forward on this issue. And just tune in whatever that issue is. You know what it is. Something that you can't let go of. You think about it a lot. Give it some thought a moment. Maybe you're afraid of taking that next step. And then take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping underneath the lips. It's possible I could move forward on this. I'm open to it being easy, even though I'm scared that it won't be. I'm sure that it won't be, but I'm open to it. And I want you to think about what it would be like if this event or a situation that you're having fear around was easy. Imagine what it would feel like if the fear were released. And just tune into that feeling. If you were able to let go of the fear, feel into that vision for yourself of how that would be without any fear. Take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping the chest. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And I'm feeling this right now. It's possible that love can heal this. And the reason that I bring love into this, love is the highest vibrational energy out there. And it is incredibly healing emotionally and physically. And when we bring in love, the synapses in our brain that kind of glue, they become glued together. And so whatever that negative thought or feeling is, it sort of goes back and forth between the synapses. And so when we start to breathe energy and life into our body and we're tapping and we bring life, love into it, it literally begins to melt that glue. So now those synapses open up and you're able to have that new thought or have that new feeling. And so just keep tapping on the chest. I think we were on the chest because I stopped tapping, and repeat. Even though I still have some anxiety or fear or worry, whatever it is that you're having, I'm open to giving love to this anxiety. And tune into whatever it is that's creating conflict for you. And I want you to feel that in your body. Where do you feel it in your body? Just notice. And how does it feel? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel kind of sticky or scratchy?
Makes me nauseous.
Okay, it feels nauseous. Very good. And so let yourself feel it and accept that's what's been there for you. And I want you to take another deep breath into that. Feel all of that right now. And release. Tapping in the front of the ribs. I love and accept myself exactly as I am, even if it falls apart, even if others laugh at me, even if I get hurt, or I fail and I feel devastated, even if I feel like a loser, I'm open to loving myself anyway. Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible I can get through this. I am getting through this. Tapping the inside of the wrist. This is worth my time and energy. It could be more enjoyable if I gave it a shot. Take a deep breath and release. And I want you to think about what would it be like if this issue didn't exist and that you were really successful at what you wanted to go for. What would be showing up for you in your world right now? Just think about that for a moment. And tapping the top corner of the thumb. I could be feeling really inspired right now. I could learn a lot. Tapping the forefinger. Keep repeating. I'm open to growing. I'm open to growing in a really fun way. This could actually be enjoyable. Tapping the middle finger. No, it couldn't. It's never going to be enjoyable. Tapping the opposite side of the ring finger. It could be enjoyable. I'm open to it being enjoyable. I've certainly waited long enough. I deserve to enjoy my progress. So I want you to give yourself permission to learn through the process, to feel what it feels like to learn and to grow through your journey. What does it feel like for you? Maybe it feels uncomfortable. Maybe it feels joyful. Maybe it feels wonderful. Maybe it feels scary. Just acknowledge and allow yourself to feel that. Knowing that it's okay. It's okay to learn. It's okay to grow. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. And feel into that for yourself. And take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping the inside of the little finger. What is it that you're learning? I'm learning how to what? Just say it to yourself or out loud. I'm learning how to. What are you learning?
Let go.
There you go. Tapping on the side of the hand, repeat. I'm learning how to.
Let go.
Tapping on the top of the head. I'm learning how to.
Let go.
And I'm worthy of growth. I'm worthy of exceeding my expectations. And what does that feel like to totally exceed your expectations? To feel vision coming into your manifestation? Whatever that is that you want to grow into, whatever that is that you want to transform in your life, what do you want to attract or manifest? Feel that expectation, that feeling of joy for yourself and your body. How are people showing up for you in your life when that's happening? How are you showing up for yourself? So just take a moment and think about all that. And keep tapping on the top of your head or around your head. Tapping between the brows. Envision what your life looks like when you're really showing up for yourself. And let's take a nice deep breath in and release. Tapping the temples and repeat. I'm ready. I can do this. Tapping the cheeks. I forgive myself for waiting for so long. And tune in to however long you've waited to move forward on this vision. How long have you waited? How long have you waited to make this a part of your life? To live this dream? Tapping underneath of the nose and repeat. I've waited long enough. Tapping underneath the lips. And I can create change. Tapping the chest. Because I'm worthy of. What are you worthy of receiving as part of your growth? Are you worthy of receiving abundance? Maybe it's grace and ease. Maybe it's success, love, expressing your talents, creativity, sharing joy, living your dreams. So what are you worthy of? Claim it now. Just tune in whatever it is you deserve right now. Take a nice long deep breath in and release. Now place one hand on your heart and the other on your stomach. Just resting for a moment. Claim right now what you're worthy of, because you deserve that. And let's take another nice, long, deep breath in. Just exhale on a sigh. Giving thanks for tuning into your fear and anxiety and having faith that everything is clearing it out so that you can live the life you deserve, a fulfilling life of joy and success. And I want you to check in right now. And where are you now on that scale of 1 to 10? And even if it's dropped down 1 or 2 points, that's still quite a bit of energy that you've moved. And so if you want to get it down to a 0, just repeat this process, because the more you do it, the more layers you get through. And so we have moved through this quite quickly. And I invite you to repeat this session again, taking your time to go really deep and feel your way through it. Say the words out loud, because tapping works. Whenever you tap, make sure you drink a lot of water, because we hold negative thoughts and emotions physically as toxins in our organs and our system. So you want to drink water to flush it out. And so if you want to learn more about tapping, you can go to my website, journeywithalexis.com. From there, if you choose, you can book a consultation with me. So just sit there quietly for a moment, and when you're ready, you can come back.
That was great.
Thank you.
So it's like showing yourself affection.
Yep.
At the same time, while you're running through your positive and negative thoughts, you're showing yourself affection. That the whole time, no matter if it's positive or negative or scary or
Yep.
or anxious, like you're still showing yourself that it's all right.
Yep.
It's gonna be all right. This is normal. These are normal things. Like, that's cool.
It's very cool, because I've worked on tapping with people on shame, on not being good enough, on overwhelm, all kinds of emotions. We do a number on ourselves all the time, but that's the programming. And so it's about accepting, loving ourselves no matter what, and forgiving ourselves for being there, because we beat ourselves up every day, all the time. And this is about letting go of all that.
And there you have it, folks.
Nice.
That's how we do. So, well, you've never done tapping meditation, even heard of it or anything like that, Marcos?
I never even heard of it. I hope I was doing it right, because I couldn't even really see anything.
Sure.
But I have a feeling I'm gonna be doing it from now on.
Very cool.
My mom will hook you up.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Well, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Any last minute thoughts out there? Anyone? Go ahead, Lucas. No? All right. Well, I guess that's it. This is Seth and Mike 1. This is Laz. Oh,
yeah, shout out to Laz.
Yeah, Laz isn't there.
Thank you very much.
I don't think he talks like that.
So, Mom, appreciate you coming through.
Sure.
And I guess hopefully we'll see what happens next week. Maybe we can get you on, depending on the timing, before you fly back.
Okay.
And we got Lucas and Mike 3.
Hey.
And we got the Dark Sun, Coast himself, and Mike Foe.
Oh,
And we'll see you guys next week. Boo.
boom.